Now this is Hollywood Unlocked. Yo, it's Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored. I'm Jason Lee.
Hey, it's DJ Damage.
And we're still here at home luxuriating in the sun because, we got to get this melanin popping. I got melanin, right?
Yeah. You can work on that, though.
I'm trying.
Go out and tan.
No, I can't tan because every time I go out, I end up doing something I'm not supposed to be doing.
You have a backyard now. No excuse. Go out there and tan. Lay out.
No, I ain't laying out. Okay, it's too soon to be. I'm gonna lay out when I get the body, but I am happy to report I am down 39 pounds and counting. Every day that I don't lose a pound, I call my doctor. I say I'm getting fat, and he's like, "Please stop calling me. You're fine. It's a process." So I'm just drinking my water and whatever. But I just want to say to everybody who's watching this on YouTube, I don't know if you know this, but we're on iTunes.
Hello.
You can go over to iTunes and download the app and check out our show, or iHeart, their app. You can go to the iHeartRadio app. You can go to Google Play or Spotify. And the reason why I say download the apps is because maybe you're in the car on your way to the airport. Maybe you're on the plane. Maybe you're at work and you don't want to get caught watching some raunchy ass shit. You can download the show. If you're working out at the gym, you can download the show and you can listen to all of our recklessness. And we keep good company while you're at your boring ass job.
Hello.
So I wanted to get that out the way. But listen, I have been sitting here trying to figure out this new thing that I'm on, right? This whole self-love journey. And those of you, I've gotten a lot of great feedback from people who've wrote me or messaged on YouTube or on my Instagram or DM me and even emailed saying this is great. And I didn't even really understand that there's a bariatric community of people who've had surgery like me, who's like really into the details of it all. So
seriously.
Yeah.
Shout out to my homegirl real quick, man. Boogie Knight. She messaged me about the episode we did, and she showed me her before and after. She had a bypass, and I just want to shout her out because she said she was so happy we had the conversation. There's a lot of people that's going through that. It's a tough process, so shout out to her.
Yeah, and a lot of you are asking, what's your doctor's info? Send me the referral. I don't have time to respond to all those requests, but I did ask my doctor to come on the show at some point to have a conversation. I'm not going to show you a picture of my stomach because I personally couldn't even look at it, but I am feeling great. I will say, for those of you that are considering weight loss surgery, shout out to Cruz from 92.3, one of our stations here in Los Angeles. He's on the radio that we are. And he said, now he's encouraged to actually pursue a surgery. I'm like, I don't know if you qualify, but I don't know his situation. But I've been talking to him a lot on his show about it. And I just love that everybody is in this zone of wanting to be their best self and wanting to be healthy. And it feels really good. And all your comments are really motivating. And I know that a lot of you are like, oh, you're getting skinnier and this and that, and you're focused on the aesthetic. Please see past all that and understand what's happening inside, because that's really where the change needs to happen. Mm-hmm. What you been up to, Damage? Because you've been, I see you've been working out.
Yeah, I've been working out. I can't get the bypass. I don't know if I qualify for it, so I gotta,
No, you don't.
Okay, just was checking because I might, Let me get your doctor's number.
You don't need it.
That out.
And I did not get the bypass, Damage. I got the sleeve.
The sleeve.
Yes.
See, I knew. Look at that. But I've been building a photography studio in my spot, so I've been working on that, shooting some new images, and of course, I got my legendary media group teaching my students how to become what we do here, man, doing podcasting, television, radio. So that's been soaking up most of my time.
Nice. Well, listen, it's all about staying productive. Tell people where to find the classes so they can sign up.
Oh, absolutely. Go to the website, legendarymediagroup.com.
And who was your favorite guest star, whatever?
Shout out to Eric Watson. He was the executive producer of 106 and Park. He comes on and kind of helps me out sometimes. We got a lot of people that kind of come in and guest speak.
Damn, it wasn't me?
I want to bring you in.
I thought you already had me on to your media group. I did a whole sit down.
But I want to bring you on when we have the students on too. I do want to do that.
Well, let me know. Yeah. I already told you, but you never followed up. I'm ready.
Look, I'm pacing it out. Okay, I'm pacing it out. I got a few people I can call on. I want to pace it out.
All right. Well, save me for the way that they would save Beyonce. Let all the Michelles go first.
See, that's fucked up.
I'm just saying. All right, but look, there's a lot going on in the news, and I know that I am behind on problematic. If you've never seen Hollywood Unlocked's problematic episode, it's
Mm-hmm.
where I go on a tangent where I lick a big sucker, pause, and I say what I think about what's happening. Trust me, they're coming. We have been building out a whole new library of content over here that's going to start dropping on September 1st, and we're revamping the entire brand. I've built out a studio. We are going to be in there shooting content every day. If you're not following our Facebook, I'm going to put the Facebook right here at the bottom and leave it up for a few minutes. Make sure you follow the Hollywood Unlocked Facebook because and if you're listening to the show, I don't know it by heart, but just go to Facebook and search Hollywood Unlocked. It's the only one with a blue check. But
Hello.
everything is getting ready to change in September, and I'm so excited. But more importantly, I was talking about the Black brands mattering,
Yeah.
and I think we kind of got away from that, with the whole Black Lives Matter movement that people forgot. Like, yo, let's not do this Blackout Tuesday once a year. Like, we need to be spending our money every day with our businesses. And I feel like there's a lot of businesses that have raped the culture, taken advantage of the culture. So we've created the culture report at Hollywood Unlocked that I told you on the show before was going to launch on August 1st. It's now launching September 1st that week. So just so you know, it's coming. We have not forgotten about it. And there will be changes to this show in terms of upgrading our stuff. And we're working on that. So just stick with us and keep coming back.
Yo, follow the movement. We got something big coming.
So when are you gonna write a book? Because I wrote a book and I'm on my second book, and Jennifer Lewis was here. I know you want to write a book.
Yeah, man. I think I need to go through. I don't know. Is it too soon to write a book? I feel like I need to go all the way through the 30s and just see how the life is going to. I don't know.
I mean, but how many young single fathers are there raising their kid? That's a book.
Maybe you're inspiring me. I want to do a book. I definitely want to talk about fatherhood because I never had my father in the picture and how I kind of came up in the Nation of Islam, going to boarding school, then kind of being on my own for a long time. I do think there's something there. I might start jotting down some notes.
I got a book title for you.
What is it?
Perfecting Fatherhood When You Didn't Have One.
Such a long title, Jason.
My next book is called How I Stopped Giving a Fuck and Started Winning. That's a
That got a
long.
little bit.
That's a
That has a
long.
little bit more of a flow to it.
That book, y'all like the first book. When I tell you this book gonna make me hire private security, I already got all the weapons up here. I already got all the security I need in my home. But yes, this next book is going to be one that really goes into the details of the business and my experiences with
Mm-hmm.
it and all of that. So
So, do you feel like people give a fuck too much? That's what kind of holds them back.
absolutely. I was having this conversation online yesterday with somebody where we were talking about it was sexuality, but I apply it to every form of thinking. I think that we hold ourselves back because of the fear of failure. When really, if you don't do it, you're failing. So it's just like you keep shooting shots and you're going to win eventually. It's just time. You just never know how long it's going to take, but it's listen, I always say your dreams are worth fighting for, and I'm glad I fought for mine. I didn't fight as early as I probably should have, but hey, timing is everything, right?
Hello. But I
Let
think
me
it's good. I think it's good that you did it the way you did it. And also, it inspires other people that feel like their time might be up. It's never too late to follow your dreams. And I know it sounds all cliche and corny and stupid, but it's the truth.
All right, so we know there's a lot going on. Damage, what's happening?
All right, so let's talk about Kim K and Kanye West now. We know last month Kanye was turning up. He announced on Twitter that he's been trying to get a divorce from his wife Kim. We also seen them. I think it was last week. We watched pictures of them having like kind of an argument, I guess, in the car. But it looks like they're trying to turn things around. According to TMZ, the two are reportedly on a getaway with the family, trying to save their troubled marriage. They were spotted on Sunday boarding a private jet, and pictures show the presidential hopeful leaving Wyoming with his children, and it looks like I guess they're trying to make things work.
Listen, I'm all for a family sticking together. I mean, I think that again, I think Kim she's a dope girl. I'm not saying she's flawless. She has her flaws, but I think ultimately she's trying to hold her family together. And Kanye, I mean, of course, he should feel guilty for putting his wife's abortion information and all that on online. But I also feel like when you're going through a mental situation or a mental breakdown, you should have a support system. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Don't you think they should stay together at least for the kids?
I mean, they married, they got multiple kids. Of course, they should stay together. I think Kim definitely has to wrestle a big hurdle because not one, she's married to a guy that's bipolar, and two, he's going on Twitter and saying such personal things, and not only about her, but her family, her mom. So it is a lot to tackle, but I do feel like there is something genuine there, even though a lot of people will say that there's not. I do think there is something genuine about their relationship, and that's why you see them trying to work it out.
But if you were dating a chick and she called your mom Chris Jong Un and referred to her as a terrorist, would you be able to forgive her? I mean, because you got
If
a
she was
black,
bipolar, yeah.
yeah, but you got a black mama. They ain't going for that.
I mean, at the end of the day, the two people that's in the marriage is Kim and Kanye. That's really all that matters, as long as they can figure that out. But then at the same time, once again, when we were talking about the pictures from last week, it just all seems so convenient that we're getting these images and this storyline of how they're arguing. Now they're making up. So at the same time, I really don't know what's going on. They
On the
probably was
next
cool the
on
whole
the
time.
on the next episode of Keeping Up with the
There
Kardashians,
you go, right there. So it's like, are they really going through something? It's just
well, I
curated.
saw online recently. I know you called him a presidential hopeful. That was real hopeful of you, but that's bullshit because he's. I saw recently that he's not being added to different ballots, and at this point, Kanye, just go to Walmart, buy some sweats, punch holes in them, and sell them for $1,000 and go to bed. Like it's not happening.
I think he's already ahead of you with that. I think he's been doing that. But yeah, does Kanye really want to run for president? I don't believe it's a real thing. I really believe this is all this to make a bunch of noise, to sell his merch, for Kim and him to do whatever they do on the TV side of things. They're getting a whole brand new storyline for next year. So it's like this is perfect for them.
And I would say for Kim to take him back, Kim, here should be your demands. Number one, have no more children. Have no more children with him.
Whoa.
Because at this point, you've seen that it's a real delicate situation.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, if you have any sex tapes with him, and I know you do.
Hey, release them.
I mean, I'm not judging your past. I'm just saying I know you do. Delete them off his phone and keep them for yourself in case he does something crazy and you need to put out, the bottle of prophylactics or whatever goes on to get him ready, right? Okay.
A bottle of prophylactics.
Isn't a prophylactic where you get your dick hard, right?
Prophylactics, I thought was a condom.
Well, whatever a prophylactic
A bottle of it. What's a bottle of prophylactic?
I've been thinking about this bottle that I used to buy called Black Rhino. Anytime you want to just run through some shit, you got to get Black Rhino. I'm telling you right now. And those of you who already have a problem, like I'm just telling you, your penis will be hard for so long that you may contemplate calling 911, but don't call 911. It'll go down.
So you're endorsing Black Rhino. It really works.
What? What? Absolutely.
Let me Postmates this right
now.
Hold on.
Fucking on Black Rhino is like getting out of prison on the holiday. It's like, unless you had a cute cellmate, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know, Kim. I just wish that, and Chris, I don't know how you called her a terrorist. I don't know. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Like I said, the only people that got to go through that marriage is them two. So if they want to make it work, good for them. I'm proud of them.
All right. So what else is going on?
All right. So Kevin Hart, he's defending Ellen over her toxic show claims, and he got a lot of backlash for it. So, of course, Kevin Hart is a comedian. We all know him. He's been in a lot of big movies. He's speaking out in support of Ellen DeGeneres. All right. Now, on Tuesday, he took to Instagram to send a little message to his followers. He said, "It's crazy to see my friend go through what she's going through publicly. I have known Ellen for years, and I can honestly say that she's one of the dopest people on the fucking planet. She has treated my family and my team with love and respect since day one. The internet has become a crazy world of negativity. We are all falling in love with people's downfall. It's honestly sad. When did we get here? I stand by the ones that I know and that I love. Looking forward to the future where we get back to loving one another. This hate shit has to stop. Hopefully it goes out of style soon. This post is not meant to disregard the feelings of others and their experiences. It's simply to show my experiences have been with my friend. Love you for life, Ellen." And people were not really feeling that.
So what did you think about that?
I do feel like this. Ellen probably was great to him and his family, him and his support team. I think a lot of things that's going on involving Ellen and anybody that's in power is always to those under them. If Ellen looks at Kevin Hart is a peer or somebody of respect, I doubt he will have negative experiences. But that doesn't mean the people that work under her and work for her that do the grunt work doesn't feel some type of way. Now, I do get where you want to take up for somebody because you know them, you have these experiences, whatever. But at the same time, doing that kind of what he does at the end, that's what he's doing. You're kind of disregarding the feelings and maybe the true experiences of people that have worked with Ellen that are speaking their piece finally, that feel that they can say it and not be in any kind of trouble, you know?
Well, I'd say that, there is a certain like degree of, like I used to work in a union where I represented workers, and
Mm-hmm.
workers who are typically at the low level or mid level don't really have all levels that have a boss don't always feel like they have a voice to advocate for themselves. And if you're working
Mm-hmm.
in an environment that's toxic or racist or sexist or whatever, I mean, there were some claims that like you couldn't even speak to her without a breath mint. You couldn't even go in her office, like couldn't look at her. And I know she put out this whole heartfelt note that she'd fired her executive producer and that she didn't want to build a culture like that. By the way, they're saying James Corden may replace her,
Mm.
which is kind of crazy. But the thing about it is, I mean, I've always heard that Ellen was an evil elf. Like that's just always been the thing. I've
So
always
this
heard
is
that.
circulating for a while.
That's what I've heard for a long time. I will say this though about Kevin Hart specifically, because that's what we're talking about. Because everybody's probably expecting me to drag Kevin because he was my first problematic. No, I love the fact that Kevin is loyal and to
Yeah.
have the courage to come out in spite of heavy opposition to stand up for a friend. Because in this industry, friends do not stand up for each other. And it doesn't mean, because I didn't take his comments as saying that he agreed with Ellen's behavior or whatever they said the behavior was. I saw him state very clearly that he doesn't support that kind of work environment or whatever, and he also stated that that's not been his personal experience. And
Yeah.
I do feel like with cancel culture right now that when people do things or are accused of doing things without having their day in court or having the investigation that's currently underway finalized, people in public opinion want to all of a sudden destroy a person. I've looked at Ellen's show for years, and I will say if there was like monsters behind the set, like all the money that they've given to families who've been in need or videos to brighten up our day or just whatever, she has given us an hour to escape
Mm-hmm.
into a positive place for a long time. And I would say to the employees there, shout out to you for having the courage to step forth and say, hey, Santa's little helper is not fucking helping. And we need somebody to help come get these reindeers because this bitch running amok. And I support all of you doing that. But I also want to say to Kevin and to people who are mad about that, it's like, yo, if Kevin wants to be a real one and stand up for Ellen, don't forget when Kevin was being attacked by everybody for not being able to host the Oscars due to old tweets, which we're not going to go into because
Mm-hmm.
old tweets is not a subject on this show anymore. um, Ellen was the one that provided her platform as a lesbian for him to come on
Mm.
and say his piece. And so for him to reciprocate that loyalty, he had to do it.
Yeah.
He had to do it. So shout out to you, Kevin, for being a real one. And shout out to the workers who said, you know what? Ding dong, the witch needs to die.
Yeah.
And if Ellen loses her show because the people under her were mismanaging, I've had people work for Hollywood Unlocked who I didn't even know were a terrorist to my staff, until later on. And so now I think we've kind of flattened our management system, and we all kind of check in with each other every day, and we know how people feel, and I think that's important. So I just
Yeah.
hope it all gets fixed quickly.
So a lot of the backlash, though, Jason, was because Nick Cannon, a friend of yours, recently went through something, and they were like, "You were kind of quiet when Nick was going through his situation," and he went on social media saying, basically, Nick was at his house every day when he was going through that. That's how he was showing his support. But a lot of people were in the comments like, "So you support some friends privately and then some publicly? Like, what's going on with that? Why not support Nick publicly?" How do you feel
Well,
about that?
those were very different situations. I chose to support Nick publicly. I reached out to Nick privately, but that was just my choice. I reached out to him privately because I'm like, nigga, what we doing with Wild 'N Out? Because I got a pickup notice. Is what we doing? But I also reached out to him. I mean, I did show him public support because I felt like he needed it at the time. But this was before I really understood the volume of everything happening.
Yeah.
I will say, a person being accused of saying anti-Semitic remarks is very different than a person who's being accused of creating a toxic work environment. And again, I don't know all the depth of the Ellen stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And,
We don't.
Listen, Kevin and Nick have an extremely close relationship. And if Nick was at his house every day and he was supporting him in person and physically and just emotionally being there for him, shout out to him.
I just think this is a sum of everybody just being bored as fuck at home. Like everybody has too much time to dig in and dive into situations that they really don't care about. Do you really care that Kevin Hart is taking up for Ellen that much? No, but people at home, they're bored. They have time to write comments. Now Kevin has to respond to these comments. No one's going to care next week. You know how this goes.
Well, Kevin doesn't have to respond.
He
I mean,
doesn't at
I,
all.
I understand why he responded because it does get annoying when people are constantly in your face telling you what the fuck you should be doing. I'm always in faces telling people what they should be doing, but I made a job out of it. I mean, you know what I mean? You can't be mad at me. I'm actually benefiting from it. In fact, I'm going to keep doing it. You guys need to stop and let me do it. But nah, listen, shout out to Kevin. Keep doing you. And, Ellen, I don't know what's going to happen, girl, but look, I will say this. If you are telling people they can't look you in the eye in your little beady blue eyes, then you need to go ahead and go pack it up. Plus, somebody just robbed her house. She's having a bad month.
First of all, she said nobody can speak to her without a breath mint. I don't know if I'm mad about that one.
Well, shit, I kissed Bobby Lights on Wildin' Out, and that nigga didn't have a breath mint, so I was mad about that.
He had show breath. Yo, all right. So let's talk about Tekashi. You know he's out and he's out now. He's running around now. So
He's out, out
he's
like me.
maybe I don't know. Honestly, so look,
He ain't out like me.
Look, he was celebrating his first day off of house arrest. So he was running through Brooklyn. While he was there, the rapper was surrounded by security, like he always is.
No, he has a full army of security now.
Like he should, but he addressed a lot of things in the way he moved on live. So this is what he said, and this is crazy. He said, a lot of people want to say, why are you always around a bunch of security? What's the problem with security? Hip hop does not like security, but hip hop loves Nipsey Hussle. Hip hop loves Pop Smoke. Hip hop loves XXX. What I mean by that, if you really love your favorite rapper, love security too. Because without security, your favorite rapper would have been here today.
You know the problem I have with that Tekashi is that the difference. First of all, that was so disrespectful. Like you just disrespected
That
a whole
was
bunch
wild.
of a bunch of young aspiring artists, and one would arguably say extremely influential when it comes to Nipsey Hussle specifically. Right? Nipsey Hussle had a far better character than you. Like you'll never measure up to Nipsey Hussle. So for you to even put your name in that category, it has nothing to do with numbers, whether you buy them or they're organic, or whether academic sucks your dick and gives you a whole bunch of looks on his Instagram. I don't know, but I think for you to shit on somebody like a Nipsey Hussle and to compare yourself with him not having security and getting murdered, where we all watched him get murdered, is completely fucking disrespectful. Now I will say, the difference between you and all the people that you mentioned is that they weren't trolls. They weren't bodying up security for the sake of being able to run through a city to prove that they can't be touched. Now, if you're going to be Mr. Billy Badass and you're going to do all the stunting, then tell your security to take a day off and go run through Brooklyn. And let me see Casanova run into you. Let me see you disrespect. Let me see you go to Chicago. If that's what you want to do and troll people, be a real man and leave your security at the hotel and go run through the streets of South Chicago or the West Side, and then let's see what happens. Or come here and go to Compton or Crenshaw, or come to South LA and disrespect everybody here on camera without your security. Then let's see what happens. That's where real courage comes from. But let me say this, going back to the point. XXX died in his car while he was coming out of a place looking for a vehicle and was ambushed and robbed and killed. Pop Smoke was here in LA finalizing his album and shopping and enjoying the good life that he worked hard for, and he was robbed and killed. By the way, he didn't snitch when he had a chance to either. And you shit on him. I mean, I didn't know that you could go any lower, but this is low.
I agree with everything you said. The difference between all those people that passed is 6ix9ine is an antagonizer. Nipsey died trying to give clothes to a guy that just got out of jail looking out. Like you said, XXX, Pop Smoke died doing recreational chilling, being out the way. They weren't trying to run through the streets to prove they were tough. But at the same time, I can't say reading this, I think he's trying to diss them. He's trying to point out a double standard in the industry that he's not qualified to talk about because he is a troll, because you do antagonize. You go around starting beefs, talking shit about people, and then you go outside publicly and run around with security, and then you go, oh, why can't I have securities? Because you're an antagonizer. If you want to talk shit and stand on it, like you said. The interesting part about all of this, though, is I'm surprised that a security team is taking this job because those are the people that put their life on the line a lot of the times. We don't hear about it often, but it's on the media, it's in the news where security officers they get shot and they die often. And I'm just surprised somebody wants to take the job. I wouldn't be trying to work for
I
Tekashi.
know two of his personal security
I
guards.
wouldn't do it.
Two of his personal security guards. Shout out to Big Pat and I can't think of the other guy's name. The huge ass dude that used to work for Floyd. They used to be Floyd security. I'm not gonna knock the security for taking a job because during COVID they got families. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
They gotta
But I'm not saying they shouldn't, but I'm surprised they do because now you're putting yourself really in harm's way. It's like
But,
nobody wants.
but as a security guard, like you always in harm's way. You just really in harm's way now.
Yeah, yeah, you got to do.
And
It's one thing to play defense. As security, it's like, I'm walking with this guy. Somebody might try to rob him. Somebody might try to test him. That's what I'm here for. But it's another to protect the dude that goes on social media and antagonizes people. And now I got to walk with this dude, and anybody could want it.
Yeah, I will say that, you know, I do take it as disrespect because it's not like he's saying, I mean, I don't know what the fuck he's saying because
I don't know what he's trying to say.
I'm dialed out. I did text him the other day saying, nigga, you said you couldn't do no interviews, but you did some with academics. Come on the show and let's have a real conversation, which I doubt he will, because I think where he feels the most confident is where people will lend their platform to him to say whatever the fuck he wants, however he wants, and not be challenged on his thoughts. That's why he teams up with academics. Now, I don't know academics personally, and I'm not shitting on academics because we all out here doing what we do, but I don't feel like he challenges him the way that he should. And some would say, well, you don't do it to your friends either. Well, you haven't seen me interview my friends in a long time. And when I do interview them, I ask all the questions people want to know. And so,
No, but I've watched a few lives that him and academics does, and academics in his way does try to challenge him. And some people would say this, and he bring different perspectives. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to blame academics for trying to exploit the situation and make money off of it. That's academics' thing since day one.
No, he don't run down on this boy the way he tried to run down on Meek. He don't run down the way he tried to run down on Chrissy Teigen. He lets him get there. He asks him a pointed question and then sets up the big grand reaction from Tekashi. I do interviews with, I do this type of interview, like that type of interview, and I know how it goes, right? Like, I get it. You may want to handle it with soft gloves, maybe, but I just think it's some other shit. But whatever. Look, Tekashi,
and I feel like they make money together, so of course it's not going to be.
Tekashi will be dead within 5 years. He'll be dead in 5 years. Within
That's your
5 years.
prediction.
Yeah, there's no way. I think he's underestimating the heart that lies in these hoods. I think he's They killed Tupac. Wait. They killed Tupac during my life. During our life, they've killed Tupac. They've killed Biggie Smalls. Two of the biggest, at the time, probably wealthiest, most successful, influential rappers in this country, in the world, who helped shape and transform hip hop. You don't think they can get you?
Oh, they're gonna get him, and like you said, speaking on people named like Pop Smoke and Nipsey Hussle, like you just agitating it. And the problem was for the past few weeks, you see, we wasn't talking about 6ix9ine, so he had to come back with a bang. He had to say something that's gonna get us talking, and that's what we're doing. But bro, enjoy it now, man. Enjoy all this clickbait. Enjoy all the comments or whatever, because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you're gonna have to eat those words, all of them.
And I told my staff, stop posting him all the time. Like, I get it. We love the theatrics and we love, him rolling on the ground and doing, the dances and all that. Just post him when some shit go down. Post him when he comes on the show and has a real conversation. And look, 6ix9ine, I'm not going to suck your dick to get a reaction out of you or to get an interview. I think and I've said on the show, I think you're humorous. I think you're highly entertaining. I think you're extremely disrespectful. And I think that, I don't know whether or not you buy clicks or views and all that. You clearly do have the clout because the people follow you, the younger people that don't give a fuck about what, the fact that you're a snitch or whatever. But like, if you show me some real shit by coming on and talking to us, and if you don't want to, not a problem. We'll just keep, watching and waiting.
See,
All
but to
right.
talk to us, he got to come through LA, man. And I don't know. After talking about Nipsey, I don't know how that's going to work out for him.
Listen. I'll go to him for an interview with 6ix9ine. I will go to him. Now, mind you, I'm coming with more security than you because I don't know what's going on over there. You know what I mean? So, all right. What else is happening?
Okay, so Azalea Banks, we was talking about Kanye earlier, but Azalea Banks has some, I guess she got the tea, she got the secret on Kanye, especially coming after his
Wait,
abortion comment.
let's say the alleged T.
Alleged tea, of course. All of this is alleged.
We
So
ain't
Azalea
trying.
Banks,
We ain't trying to get sued over here anymore at
at
Hollywood
all.
Unlocked. Okay.
At all. So Azalea Banks took out IG stories to call Kanye a closeted homosexual. That is her words, not mine. Says he doesn't have bipolar disorder. Says he's having an episodes because he's closeted. She goes on to expose him, saying she knows a lot of homo shit that he has done. This is her words, not mine. So
Oh, when
that's
people
the
straight
gist of all
when
of it.
people say homo shit or no homo, it always tickles me. I don't understand it, but yeah.
Yeah, so I
She
guess she
also
was
she,
mad.
she also called him a catty gay boy. let
There's
me say
that.
let me say this. This was during a weekend where she also shaved off all her head. Tiffany Haddish recently shaved off all her hair. And Tiffany is real cute with this bald head. It's growing on me. We talked this morning. She called, when she gets her makeup done and every. I mean, it's a good look. Now, I don't think Azalea Banks had anybody fill her head to tell her how big that motherfucker was because she cut her hair this past weekend and she's enjoying the baldness. She's enjoying it, but
She's feeling
like
free.
that, the hair remind me of. Remember when Chevy Chase and them used to do cone heads on SNL?
Chevy Chase.
Right. I'm showing my age. Okay, let me think. Okay,
He
hold on.
said Chevy
Let me think.
Chase.
Okay, no, you remember Predator?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. But yeah, Azalea Banks, man. First of all, where is she at? It's like if you do have
In a,
some
in a,
secrets,
in a chicken coop doing voodoo on bitches.
but I'm saying if you did have some secrets, like how much was she around? Like was she one of those like stars that was at the big parties, but like a fly on the wall? Like she seemed to have all this information on everybody. She talks about this person
So
and this person.
who would be tickling Kanye's booty? I don't know. I've never heard that, and I'm in these gay streets, so I don't know. I ain't never heard that.
So you never heard of anything.
I
There's
have
nothing to.
never, I have never one time in my life heard even a gay peep about Kanye West. Never.
So
Now,
what is all this Azalea Banks stuff going on here?
maybe she wants him to dick her down. I don't know.
Do you think she does the same thing 6ix9ine does? Like she
Yes,
feels like
yes.
when
She's
things
she's
are
a
dying down. But
she's a
what is the purpose? Because 6ix9ine does it for streams. What is her purpose?
she's a troll. Well, I think first of all, I think there's some underlying mental health issues. No disrespect. I mean, people
Mm.
watching are going to be, oh, don't bash her because she needs help. No, she does need help. Um, people say she's really talented, though. I mean, I've never really bought into
Her
the whole.
music is good.
I've never really bought into the whole Azalea Banks or Iggy Azalea movement. But they did say that she's a good artist, very, good. I wish she would just focus on the music and give us something else to talk about. Like, I would love to talk about a new album or a new collaboration, but it's like, maybe her and Doja Cat should do something together. You know what I mean?
I'm just gonna put them two together. I've met Azalea Banks a few times, and she was actually a sweet person. So I can hear where you're saying there might be something there because it does seem like there's a switch,
Well,
something that makes it.
the only time I met her damage was on stage at Wild 'N Out, and we all saw how
Oh
that
yeah, I
went.
watched that.
That was a meant that I will never forget because I think I told the story before, but I'll say it again for those of you newbies. I will never forget Lil Yachty was on the show too, and me and him had our issue before where I had said, "Who the fuck is Lil Yachty?" And then he went and did a whole video recreating my interview. So I went. So while she was having a nervous breakdown, I walk over to him and I go, "We cool?" And he was like, "Yeah, we cool." I'm like, "Okay, cool." We pieced it up, and then I looked at her. I'm like, "You okay?" And she was like, and the tears were coming down her eyes. I was like, okay. Oh, by the way, she was calling DC Young Fly a faggot too on the
Yeah,
stage and running around talking about he was gay. So that's why I say, like, I don't believe this shit. Like, you just spew hate because you're not, you're, you're not happy with yourself. And mind you, I will tell you, Iggy, not Iggy. Who is this?
Azalea.
Here's the deal. You're gonna die one day and nobody's gonna give a fuck.
Damn.
Period. Like they need to replace Azalea Banks with Aaliyah. But there's no way to do
Ooh.
that. You know what I mean?
No, you
Because
can't
like
make that switch.
all the good people died. Left Eye, who's behind you, dead. Biggie dead. And then here we got Azalea Banks. I don't want her to die. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't really care.
I hear you. All right, so break down this for me, man. It's something going on with the Pose team.
I'm testing your transgender vocabulary today. All right. So you want me to
Here
break
we
this,
go.
break this one down?
I could read it and you could break it down for me.
Go ahead.
So transgender Pose star India Moore slam cisgender co-star Billy Porter for comments he made during the Emmys 2019 acceptance speech. So a reporter asked, "It's bittersweet to you to know that this win is amazing, historic, but the women from Pose were kind of ignored. They weren't nominated." Billy responds, "I don't live in bittersweet. I live in the present. I live in the positive. The fact that we're in the building, is the point, right? We're in the building. The world has changed. Period. That's where we are. And now we got another season, and now they'll get their shot." So India tweeted, "For now, I'll say I'm not responsible for the ways Billy or any other cis man or person fails to represent, acknowledge, or directly support me and the other incredible, brilliant trans talent on our show. I'm also hurt and disappointed, have been for a while." She also adds, "When people ask cis people who are not trans, about erasure and not come to us, they are actually asking you, how should everyone respond? Your response cannot be, wait your turn, more erasure. That's not okay, but I'll wait."
Okay.
Jason,
So
after
let me,
all that, break
okay.
it down.
So let me break it down. So CIS is the reference to a person who is born, who is living how they were born. So if it was a man or a woman and they were born that way and that's how they're living, they're cis versus trans. First of all, I have to say to India, that was such a great way and very respectable and intelligent way you laid that out. And what she's basically saying is that Billy answering for them was in a way of continuing to allow people to make them invisible. Like, why not ask them? Why not interview them and let them say how they speak? Because the transgender community, just like the gay community, for a long time has felt voiceless, right? I
Mm-hmm.
will say to Billy's point, though, like I've interacted with Billy on DMs and, we've texted and stuff, and I've watched him and watched his spirit, and I've never heard a bad thing about him. I saw his, if I win an Emmy for anything or I win a Grammy for an audiobook, don't ask me about no other motherfucker. That's how I feel. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Because had he said something positive or supportive of them, they would have had to take the same position given how India responded to it. Because she's saying, don't add to erasure by speaking for us. That should be good or bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, to Billy's point, he's probably reveling in his moment. He said, listen, I'm not going to dwell in any negativity. I'm not going to give you a soundbite about why they didn't get it. We have another season. They'll have more chances. They're talented. And let's move on and talk about my award, right? And so I don't know that Billy was doing that out of spite. Now, she did say that this is not the first time or that this has happened before, and she's disappointed and has been for a while. So I'm not really sure what's happening behind the scenes. I will
Mm-hmm.
circle all the way back to say Pose is a show that I have truly enjoyed watching every single episode. There was recently an episode where one of the cast members on the show, and I don't know everybody's names, but I don't know everybody's names even on Law and Order, and I watch that every Saturday. But she got proposed to by her boyfriend, and their love story literally made me like tears in my eyes, actually tears coming down, because it was just so sweet to understand how somebody who doesn't feel like they could be loved, this person then was rejecting her boyfriend in many ways, and her boyfriend, who loved her being a transgender woman, and was very encouraging and motivating to her, then proposed to her. It was a beautiful love story, and I thought it was great. And the show has actually made me really I've fallen in love with all of the challenges that the transgender community has gone through. And so I would say I really hope they figure this out because I would hate
Yeah.
to hear that the show falls apart behind this kind of stuff.
And I feel like what Billy was, I guess what he was trying to say, and I can't sit here and speak for Billy, but that's what we're here to do. I think he was saying the fact that this show is being acknowledged in any way, if rather he gets the award or whatever, this win is for the show. That's how I feel about it. If I was to win an award,
Because he's saying we're in the room, like
we're
they
in the room.
like if you have felt invisible, they see us.
Yeah, and I feel like this has come so far, especially for that community. Not saying they shouldn't feel away, but I do feel like Billy, maybe in his own personal career in life, he had to wait his turn. He had to wait for his acknowledgement. And I think he's speaking from a place of, I've been there before when I wanted to get acknowledged. Billy's been acting for since I can remember, and I have watched a few episodes of that show. Amazing acting. The whole cast is so great. And I could see where they're like, what about us? But like he said, there's a second season, there's another time to prove. And at the end of the day, whether you win an award or not, that's not who you're trying to prove it to.
And
We
Billy
love the show.
and Billy has waited his turn. And Billy, I'm gonna start waiting my turn because me and you talked about you coming on this show, but your white publicists don't like me because I said that they could suck my dick on the Breakfast Club. And if you haven't seen that, you can go watch my first Breakfast Club appearance. Billy, I'm sick and tired of black celebrities letting white publicists block them from talking to their people. You and I have had great conversations about you coming on the show or exchange about setting it up or whatever. I don't even want to. I'm not even going to call it great. We've had an exchange about it. So come on the show because this is a great platform to be able to talk about it. And we actually like you and support everything you're doing. All right. So what's up, my nigga?
All right, let's not use that word. And salute to Amazon, man. They pulled some shoes from their site using the N word to describe a color. You can't do that. So Amazon has pulled a British line of men's shoes from its site after a third-party seller used the N word to describe its color. The seller, Florence Shakespeare, listed the leather Oxford shoes on the platform, boasting multiple colors, including nigga brown.
Nigga, your name is Shakespeare, bitch. And Shakespeare. I can't. Nigga Brown, really? And y'all have a nerve.
I shouldn't be laughing at
and you have a nerve to come and dig up my old tweets, and there's real
Nigga
shit happening.
Brown.
Yeah. So then what happened?
So look, the rest of the descriptions featured Norman wording like occasion, whether you're working, driving, wedding, business. Everything else was normal. Like that's the thing. That's what made this a little weird.
There wasn't like Caucasian white or
no. It wasn't like this was a theme.
There wasn't Mexican beige or nothing like that.
So they listed this up as like a racist gag or a scam. Maybe they were being hacked. I don't know. But since reaching out to the largest online retailer, the publication received word back from the site that they have pulled the item. All sellers must follow our selling guidelines and all that jazz. But I think it's amazing.
Well, thank you, Amazon, for not letting anybody promote Nigger Brown on your website.
Nigger Brown.
Oh my God. Like, it's so big of you to take down Nigger Brown. Why don't you pay those employees all the bonuses you promised them? Because I keep getting emails from Amazon workers. Look, unless you email me about my package, don't email me about shit. But here's your shout out. You're not paying your workers what they're due, their bonuses. And I got the receipts.
If the Amazon workers go on a strike, this shit gonna change. A lot of shit. They're gonna have to pull them drones out quicker.
Damage. I have an Amazon addiction. If you come to my house, there are so many Amazon packages in my house right now. Just in the foyer downstairs, when you walk in the door, there are packages everywhere because I'm building out a gym. Then we're building out a studio. Then this and this and that. The other day, I bought a waist trainer. Well, it's not really a waist trainer.
You bought a waist trainer?
I didn't really buy a waist trainer.
A sweat belt?
I bought a sweat belt, but I'm gonna tie it real tight like a waist trainer, and I'm gonna promote it like a waist trainer. Shout out to Taylor Bennett. Taylor Bennett is an artist in Chicago. He's also Chance the Rapper's brother.
He has a waist trainer too.
That motherfucker was fat, and he lost all that weight. I told him the other day he has such beautiful nipples now that he's lost all this.
Okay.
So, but he posts his nipples every day, and
does he?
He does. Like, he posts his chest because he really wants people to look at his nipples because they look like the kind of nipples you just want to lick. Not that I would lick him because he got a whole baby mama and a baby on the way. Or no, he has 2 babies. But that's not the point. The point what I'm trying to say is he said to me, "You got to get you a belt and cream to make you sweat more, and you know what I mean. And I told you I'm working on my abs over here for my
But
OnlyFans.
Jason, I don't think there's a correlation to sweat and abs and weight loss.
No, if you okay, when you put this waist trainer on with the
Mhm.
cream
With the cream.
and you're working out, you're sweating and you're helping to reduce the fat around your area. At least that's what I assume it is. Well, what else would you wrap it around for? It ain't a fucking tamale.
I think it's one of those things that people think work and it makes a lot of money, but it don't really do
Well,
shit.
I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna lather
So you try
myself
to
up.
slim.
I'm gonna lather myself up like a turkey on fucking Thanksgiving. I'm gonna rub that shit all on my nipples too, and I'm
don't,
gonna fucking
don't rub your
sweat. I'm gonna
nipples
tell
in
you
front
right
of me.
now. I will say one thing: the cream so far is already fraudulent because it says it smells like coconut, and I know what coconut smells like, and it don't even have a scent. Or maybe I caught COVID and I lost my sense.
Oh
So
shit! Hey, look, we gotta go to the studio later. Don't be catching no COVID.
I'm just playing. Oh my god, I'm going to the Virgin Islands in 9 days.
That's gonna be lit. Birthday turn up.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. And I don't want to hear shit if you see the birthday videos and photos, because yes, I hand selected everybody going.
See,
And
that's
yeah,
what I wanted to go, and then you start talking about you bringing things out there. I'm like, all right, let
well,
me
it
just sit my
is
ass
it is
home.
an all boys trip.
No, thank you.
Not everybody is like the boys, but it is an all boys trip.
No
And
females coming, huh? Not
well, there
one.
there was one, and then when I thought about all that estrogen, I was like, you're gonna fuck up the
All the
vibe.
estrogen, one female.
It only takes
You so
it, it
you
only
really can
it
hang
only
around.
it only takes one bad apple to spoil the bunch. What are you talking about?
So Jason, literally for an extended period of time, you can really be around just all men.
You all fear going to prison. I don't. Okay. Are you fucking nuts? Of course, I can spend my entire life around all men. Are you crazy?
But I don't just know that. Look,
What?
look. There's people I know that are gay that have to be around females. Their
Right.
best friends, all their
Right.
friends are female.
Yes, yes. No, that ain't me. I am a straight up nigga. I thrive off testosterone, and this birthday trip is gonna have so much testosterone that I ain't gonna know what to do.
Thank you for I'm not going there.
Oh, you'd have walked in that. You'd have walked in that bitch, and your spidey sense would have went off, and you'd have been like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I got 6 days of this
Then
shit.
you said I couldn't even bring somebody. That's the crazy part, Jason. You can't bring one
If I
female.
heard you running through some random girl you met on the airport at the airport in my room next to my room, damage, I wouldn't even be able to sit here and do the show with you. I'd be like, bruh, really? No.
So on this trip, right? Is it a self-love trip? Is it a turn-up trip? What is
No,
this
no,
trip
no,
going to
no, no.
be?
It is a self-love vibe, relaxation. We're gonna barbecue. We're gonna jet ski. We might even do a boat. We're gonna fucking. I may have massage. I'm gonna see who's local. You know what I mean? And we're gonna go give me a little massage. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's still in the U.S., so I know different laws apply. We ain't in Bali. We ain't in Thailand. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So it's more like a vibe thing, you know what I mean, chef and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, I'm just excited. I'm turning 43 motherfucking years old.
Hey.
I'm gonna make this the best year of my life. I'm coming back next year. Next birthday, I'm gonna be a whole different. Okay, I'm gonna say this soundbite so we can cut it into next year's show. Okay, by this time next year, I'm gonna be a whole other motherfucker.
With
Boom.
that waist trainer.
Oh yeah, and you know what? I might go out and buy the real waist trainer. The only thing is I don't want no hips that make a motherfucker want to fuck me. Because I will tell you, if I go somewhere and a motherfucker see I've been using a waist trainer, and they start rubbing and feeling on my ass and shit, we might have a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey baby, let me rub your ass. What the fuck? Yes, yeah, no, no. And I'm not mad at all of you men out there who want to be sissies. Be a sissy if that's what you want to be. Be fish if you want to be fish. That's just not who
No,
I
but
am.
you wait. So the gender come
No, no,
from?
no. There's
I'm trying to learn the vocab. Does that come from sissy?
I'm gonna educate you. Cis that we were talking about earlier with the transgender conversation
Uh-huh.
is CIS.
Okay. Oh,
The
sissy is SIS.
That's the cis I was talking about. But again, those of you gays who are gonna get mad, I'm gay too. I'm one of you. I can say what the fuck I want because we're all one. And you already know some of you, like, you know what I mean? Like, I have friends that wear high heels. You know what I
Do
mean?
you?
Yeah, I mean, yes. Friends who dress up and do all that. Yeah, I'm not. Listen, do you? I'm all
Hmm.
about living in your real realness. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. For me, I ain't no. You're not gonna sis me. Somebody told me yesterday I was a repressed bottom. I'm like, damn, I'm a repressed bottom. This infatuation with wanting me to be fucked is just getting out of control.
I'm staying out of this. I don't get it.
Damage,
I
you've
don't
come.
know what means. I don't know if it's bad to be a bottom. I don't know anything.
Damage.
I ain't.
I would say, let me tell you guys why I fuck with Damage. Not really, but like in the show, right? Is because since he's gotten here, he has had to tolerate my homosexuality on a weekly basis. Because I am proud to be gay. When I think about being straight, I'd be like, "Ooh, y'all be having so many relationship problems. We just can never get in one." You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's like we can't get in what y'all got going on. That's a problem. But either way, man, you've grown so much. You've learned what a cis is on both spectrums. I will tell you offline what a bottom is because it might scare you if I tell you on camera. But either
Please,
way,
yeah, don't not on camera. I don't want to disrespect anybody.
God bless the bottoms, not blottoms.
Is it safe to say, Jason, you started from the bottom, now you're here?
Oh no, no, I started at the top. No, wait, Drake. Let me go back and listen to that song. I need to hear every lyric because I never thought about it like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see everything through rainbow lenses, but I started from the top and I'm still there.
Okay. Okay. I was just asking, we came a long way.
I'm never singing that song in public again. Started from the bottom, now I'm here. Started from the bottom in my whole what I don't know what he said, but anyway. All right, we got one more story. Beverly Crest is popping out here in LA. Are you at the house parties? Because I'm not.
Hell no. So a party is a mansion party, like you said, in Beverly Crest, Los Angeles. Left 3 people shot. One of them died. LAFD said a man who was working security for the party also confirmed that it was being thrown for an unidentified football player. We don't know who it is. Videos from the large gathering was posted all over social media to even capture the moment where shots were fired. Now, prior to the shooting, police received 5 complaints earlier that day from people saying that, they were disturbing the peace. There was no social distancing, probably a bunch of Karens calling. You know how that goes. The security manager, his name is Kenny Leggett, says, "We have money. We are people. This COVID, is just pushing us out everywhere. And we have nothing. So the only thing we could do is have Airbnbs to rent swimming pools for our kids and do big things and things of that nature." There you go.
Mm. Well,
I guess that's the only thing to do.
I'm just disappointed that that people in LA and anywhere around the country are having these huge ass parties and disregarding the fact that there's a whole pandemic out there. Now, mind you, I have a bubble that is just my team that comes over, and I've let a couple more people in the bubble, but I check temperatures. I'm asking motherfuckers to give me COVID antibody test results. You know what I mean? Like, I'm being careful.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm taking all my vitamins. Here's one that I got to take next to keep my immune system strong. Like, this is not a joke. I would just say to folks that are out there, man, I get it. We're bored, but do other things. Plan a trip. I'm going to St. Thomas next week. I'm going to Tulum when I get back. I'm figuring out ways to move around and do shit with a small, safe group of people. But like this house party shit, and then if you get shot during pandemic lockdown, like what? What is
But
happening?
that's the thing, man. Everybody, if you coming to visit LA, please. I know it sounds luxurious and popping to go to these mansion parties, but as you can see, the mansion parties and these mansions are some of the most dangerous parts in LA. The fact that somebody's coming to a mansion party with a gun out here is wild. So that's why I'm not going. Of course, COVID, social distancing, but I don't like where clearly the security ain't do their damn job and somebody got in there with a pistol.
And was this an all black party?
I don't know what kind of party it was. I don't want to assume that it was an all black party.
Yes,
First of all,
yes.
no party in the hills has been an all black party. I've
No,
never
this
seen an
this
all black
this this
mansion
party.
party.
Listen, I say that to say because we live in this era of self righteousness now, where you can't say shit. We all know, all of us, especially those of us who are gun victims, we know when we go to unsafe places, and we know that most of the times our clubs and our parties end with some bullshit. It was our people, and that's the thing that was most embarrassing when my staff wanted to write the story. That's like, really. We got to post a story with our people out twerking and fighting and shooting during a pandemic. Numbers on the rise in LA. Over, I think, 500,000 people in California have died now of COVID-19. And so for those of you saying, oh, that's colorist to say that a black club will get shot up. Well, guess what, bitch? Pay attention to the news and the statistics, because our shit ain't never safe, because we always doing some dumb shit, except for HBCU parties. When people like the HBCUs, I always wanted to have that college HBCU experience, go to the parties and see all the sexy Kappas, but I never got that because I dropped out. But either way, Beverly Crest, I'm glad I wasn't invited. And those of you that are inviting me to your parties, I ain't even fucking showing up for a bar mitzvah or a baby shower. No quinceañeras for me.
I hear that. And look, stay your ass in the house. I was about to say something else. Just stay your ass in the damn house, especially if you're out here in LA. Is it that serious? And then they put it all over social media. Are you that thirsty to turn up? Like, God damn.
Yes, because some of us haven't had any sex in 6 months and we looking to go twerk our way into some shit. Stay your ass in the house.
Stay your ass in the house.
All right, well, look, I'm tired. I need to go eat. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We love all of you, and we're going to be back with some more funny shit next time.
Absolutely.
Bye. What up, YouTube? Thank you for watching this reckless show.
Yeah, and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell.
And also don't forget to share and leave a comment, because we are reading.